called to do, he teaches, and he calls, and he sends, and he suffers. And just like in verse 1, verses 7 through 12 tell us that his disciples followed him. His disciples follow Jesus' example. They go where they're sent, and they do as they're instructed, and they learn as they go. We've been learning as we go this morning, haven't we? And those of us with ears to hear and eyes to see recognize what happens later in this chapter. We didn't read it this morning, but the disciples get sent out in front of Jesus in a boat, and they're pitched from side to side, and they're uncertain of what's going on. Jesus told them to go out there on the water, but they don't know how to deal with the situation they found themselves in. And maybe you've been there. What do I do now, Coach? And Jesus walks out on the water, we're told, and responds to their cries for mercy, for help, for assistance. And then he gets in the boat with them. And the wind's still. And the boat rights. And the disciples, we are told, guess what?
Follow.
They're amazed. The same reaction Jesus had. You know what I think amazed them? I think their unbelief. The same thing that had amazed Jesus amazed the disciples. They are amazed at their own unbelief. The journey comes full circle. The unbelief that stuns Jesus becomes visible to each one of us in our own life. And Mark shows us that every one of our journeys with Jesus has to include the moment when we face our own demons, when we own up to the things we do to get in Jesus' way, to choke out the seeds that Jesus wants to grow. I think that's why Mark in verse 9 is the evangelist who tells the story about the daddy who comes to Jesus for the thing he wants most desperately in the world, which is the healing of his son. And he drops down on his knees, and we're told he utters the words that for Mark are the words every disciple says. I believe, help my unbelief. It's every one of us who utters those words. We are all fathers and mothers of our own doubts, the caretakers of our own self-deception. And so we do what the first disciples did. We follow Jesus, and we own our own doubts and our difficulties and our struggles and our failures, and we acknowledge them, and we keep on walking, because it's by following, by keeping on this journey, the walking, the doing of our faith, the obedience. That's how God changes you and me from unbelievers to believers. We are no different than the first family members who said, what in the world could you possibly be talking about? Because Jesus wants to sow life into the soil of your life and mine, to make God growth happen where it might be getting choked out right now. To make us people who, instead of amazing Jesus with our ability to say no, stand amazed ourselves in His presence at what He can make of unbelievers like us. That is the gospel for this day. I believe. Help my unbelief. Let us pray. For not abandoning us when we abandon you. For offering your hand of love in our darkest, most lonely moments. For putting up with such stubborn souls as ours. May you be blessed forever, Lord. For loving us more than we love ourselves. for continuing to pour out your blessings upon us, even though we respond so poorly, for drawing out the goodness in all people, including us. May you be blessed forever, Lord. For repaying our sin with your love, for being constant amidst all the changes of the world, and for your countless blessings on us and on all your creatures. May you be blessed forever, Lord. Will you say it with me now? May you be blessed forever, Lord. Say it again. May you be blessed forever, Lord. One more time. May you be blessed forever, Lord. Amen. And now I invite